Yo, what is up, guys? It's your boy Goose here, back at it again with another YouTube video. And today we're going to be talking about defensive gameplay versus camping gameplay and what's the difference between them. You know what I mean? So, without further ado, let's just get right into it. According to Wikipedia, camping in video games is a tactic where a player obtains an advantageous static position, which means that they're not really trying to interact or play the game on equal terms or on just any terms in general. They want to just play their own game. And it's really easy to see this play out in a game like Super Smash Brothers. In fact, I asked the community around me and some people I knew to give me examples of what camping versus defensive gameplay was. And one of the best examples was actually this clip I'm about to show right now.
Shadow Ball. Look at how he's fucking playing. Rollback, Shadow Ball charge, fucking shield, nair. That's it. He goes to the corner every single time he has a chance to go to the corner. All he's doing is shadow balling, rolling.
Now, you might remember a little bit of nostalgia, and I know for a fact you've done this too. You're in Nuketown, you're in the windows, you're just sitting there being a fucking pussy. All right? Being a fucking pussy, not wanting to interact. You're just waiting for the right opportunity to strike, right? You're not like trying to play the game with the opponent. You're trying to get the most unfair, most greasy advantage possible. And you know what? That's fine. You can be a bitch, and that is a-okay. And now that we know camping is kind of like, just not trying to interact with your opponent as much as possible, let's talk about playing defensive because there's a very fine line as to what they actually are. Defensive gameplay is a little bit more safe than just going in fucking unga boonga running in, doing that kind of stuff. You're more thinking about what the interactions are and what you're going to get out of it. You're really more focused on your spacing and where the opponent's options are slash what they can do. And it's a little bit more nuanced. It's going to be slower of a game depending on your opponent, and you're more or less playing reactive towards what your opponent is going to choose and what they want to get out of the game versus you where you're just kind of baiting your opponents come in and then just like punishing them. In my mind, a great example of defensive play is going to be the Shotos in Smash Ultimate and their whole trying to get a parry pace play style, which really revolves around the opponent jumping in while the Shotos are like shielding, and then the Shoto will go for a parry, and then that's where they get the bulk of their damage from like a down tilt, Shoryu, whatever the fuck they go into. And please keep in mind, these are just my opinions so far, but I did go ahead and send out a DM for everybody asking this question right here. And I got some of my responses back, and these are some of my favorite responses.
I think the main difference is intent and playstyle. So to me, camping is when somebody gains percent advantage and actively avoids the other player to draw time or look for a very specific setup with no real intent to re-engage. Playing defensively, on the other hand, is a more aggressive intent. In that mind state, players are still looking to engage generally but are being wary of specific moves in the opponent's kit while looking to use moves that are advantageous for them from their own kit. Simple example is running away versus dash dancing at a closer range.
I've changed my opinion almost entirely. There's almost no difference between campy gameplay and defensive gameplay. Camping is just a term people use to take away from the wins of people that are playing extra defensive. People that are camping are usually doing their best to limit their only opponent to one option, which in the end is defensive gameplay.
Defensive implies there's some sort of option or movement to defend against, and camping is just straight up not interacting ammo.
Playing defensive, you are looking for and waiting for interactions to happen, but you're looking for them, and you will try to engage with the opponent. This could be sitting in the corner charging Phantom, or this could be dash dancing right outside someone's burst range. The question is, why are you dash dancing or charging Phantom? Are you charging Phantom because you want your opponent to approach you, so you get advantage in the interaction? Or are you simply trying to keep them away in hopes they won't approach, and you make it to time with a stock/% lead? Camping means you're not looking to engage with the opponent unless there is literally no other option. You just want the game to finish at a timeout, and a really easy way to tell if someone's camping is if they let you repeatedly make obvious and punishable mistakes without capitalization. Simply put, I think the difference between defensive play and camping is, what is the goal of what you're doing, and why are you doing it?
And there's a few more that I really enjoyed, and I thank everybody who did respond to my question. It really helped me with making this video, and it gave me a lot of insight onto the whole idea. But I just couldn't put it all into one video because then it'd be like an hour long, and I know my ass ain't sitting here for however many hours to edit that shit. Anyways, so basically from all the people's responses, what I got the biggest thing and like the biggest keynote difference is intent. That is like the word I saw most often was the word intent. And it got me thinking, what does that really mean? Like you're going into this set or the match with the intent of stalling your opponent out, much like how high level players, they will actively try and like go to time, or like Steve players, they should be going to time and stuff like that. Whereas if you're going into the gameplay a little bit more defensive, say you are like a Shoto or a character like that, where you have to focus more around your opponent rather than your opponent focusing around you. So to answer the question, is there a difference between playing campy or versus playing defensive? Um, I believe that there is, and honestly, from the responses, it's honestly making me think that it's just the intent behind it. Like that seems like it's pretty much what's going on there. There's different ways of going about it, and every single character has their own way of playing certain interactions, defensive versus offensive. I saw another person say that, like, what the fuck is Min Min going to do versus Ganon? And honestly, what is Min Min going to do versus Ganon if the Ganon is trying to camp out the Min Min? Like, that's just not going to happen, right? It's just not going to happen. Anyways, so in the end, what does this all really mean? Well, it just means that people who go into the game with the intent to time people out, kind of a bitch. I've been a bitch once. I camped out of Kirby. Deserved, because Kirby players are all bitches. Yes, I'm calling out all the Kirby players. All bitches. All stinky. Stinkiest players are. I had to cut most of that out. I just went on a long rant about how much I hate Kirby. But yeah. Thank you guys all for watching. Um, like, subscribe, see what's up. Check out more videos, especially my last video. Honestly, I thought that one was a banger. Check it out, please. I love you. Um, yeah. Thank you guys all for watching. See you later. Peace, 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 peace.